Warning. The following podcast is another wasted hour. Warning. The following podcast is another wasted hour.
Don't waste my motherfucking time!
I need 3 scarves. That's how cold it is. It was so cold this week that when I went on the metro and it was crowded, I was like, thank God we can huddle together for warmth. They weren't into it, but I was like, this is for survival, people. But yeah, I don't know if you guys in the world are aware of this, but the East Coast, or at least the Washington, D.C. area, is right now in some type of we think we're Canada trend. So, I would rather not it be cold. In fact, I would rather replace that cold with 2 ignorant, uninformed, ill-advised, self-deprecating morons ranting about opinions they have no right to have, which are probably wrong and absolutely do not matter. Our
Keith,
goal
your
here-
transitions are flawless
Thank
every
you.
time. I'm so impressed.
Our goal at Another Wasted Hour is to convince you that where we hail from, just outside Washington, D.C., is not just a city of politics, scandals, but one brimming with art, music, and culture. As impossible as that may seem, as cold as it is. So listeners, now that you know why you're here, I am Keith and my co-host is Victor. Say hello, Victor.
Hey, guys.
And straight out of the Arctic freeze, we have Caz Gardiner.
Hello.
Hello. And you've brought a friend with you, I assume, for survival, so you can huddle together, right? Your bassist Jorge. Say hi, Jorge.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. So we have more people in the room, which is great. That means that we might survive this hour because
This is my only
cold.
friend. This tiny little stuffed monkey.
Aw, he's adorable, but probably not warm. Not
at all.
You would just be able to warm up one hand.
Maybe.
And it would be really awkward because you'd use him as a glove. The end of the monkey would happen.
And only if he generates heat, which he does not.
No.
So.
All right. What do you guys think about this cold?
It's freezing.
It is.
It's very, 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 very cold.
I like it.
I hate it.
What are you? You're like a demon. How can you like this?
I hate it.
Are you from Norway? Be honest, Jorge. With a name like Jorge, you're probably from Norway, right? Be honest. Sweden? Are you Swedish?
Yes, I am.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know, man. I'm with Jorge. I'm into it.
Yeah?
This cold is my jam.
No, not at all. Put it this way, if I can order something from an extra value meal using the temperature, it's too cold. That's ridiculous.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow when it's going to be even colder.
No.
See, I think of the world as a Chinese food menu. And you know how you order by number? You'll say I
Bunch
want
of weird shit, side of rice.
Yeah, right. So when it comes to temperature, I don't want any appetizers. I don't want any soups, right? You can keep away from the vegetarian options. I want to go beef, right? I want I'm ordering 64. That's good. I want a number 64.
85.
Right? Yeah, see?
I want 85.
That's like a chef special. You want a chef special.
I do.
Yeah, you're picky on these things. And
I'll take
I don't
a 3,
blame
thank you.
What's that?
I'll take a 3, thank you.
You want a 3?
No way.
3 shouldn't be a temperature. That's horrible. You know
I
what?
was born in Syracuse, New York. This is nothing.
You know what 3 degrees is good for? Preservation. That's it. You put things in it so that they don't spoil and so that you can keep them for later. That's it. You shouldn't go outside in it. That's ridiculous.
I agree with that.
My school closed today.
Yeah, it should.
Mild dusting, but it's so cold we couldn't justify putting the kids out in that weather.
Well,
And there's a 2-hour delay scheduled for tomorrow.
Well, yeah, that's just Northern Virginia, right? Are you from Northern Virginia or DC?
We live in Northern Virginia.
Yeah. And so anytime there's an inch of snow, everything shuts down.
Oh, yeah, that's DC. We like it like that.
And I think we all think the same thing, right? Which is the snow's not bad, but everybody else is.
Yes.
That's
90% of the danger is the other drivers.
Yes.
right.
Definitely.
Nobody wants to be on the road with them, but nobody ever thinks that they are part of them.
Keith, I live in Maryland.
Yeah. Well,
It's the same there.
Drivers are way worse in Maryland.
I'm from Maryland. I know.
see, I think Maryland drivers are better when there's precipitation. Virginia and Maryland drivers to me are the opposite, right? Virginia drivers are maybe annoying, but are pretty good when there's no precipitation. The moment a raindrop falls, they just slam into trees and they careen off of fjords. They do all types of things. In Maryland, They
You just wanted to drop in that Swedish word.
Yeah, well, it's for Jorge, so he feels like he's at home, right? And so, but in Maryland, I feel like Maryland drivers are like absolutely nuts usually, and they're like changing 3 lanes of traffic, like they're going like 40 over the speed limit. They're doing whatever they want. They're like, I got this. And then as soon as the snow and the rain stop, they go, we should probably be a little more, like thoughtful about this.
Well, the way I see it is Maryland drivers are more aggressive and more dangerous, period.
Really?
And it requires more skill to drive that way. Virginia drivers are just, I feel like every single Virginia driver is just a mom in a minivan who isn't sure which turn it is.
Yeah.
So she's like, was it this one? Signal. No, maybe not. Is it this one? Oh, shit, it was that one. She turns the wheel and you're like, fuck. So
I feel like Virginia is the only state in the union where people can get stuck with 4x4s.
right.
Like I've seen them on the side of the road and they're
They
like,
just don't know what they're doing.
Don't know what happened. And it's like, you what? You're in a 4x4. Yeah, it got stuck. Are you in a ditch?
So-
Nope. There's just snow under the tires.
So, Keith,
Yeah.
speaking of this cold, my apartment, the windows are drafty as hell. I guess they're just really old windows.
Uh-huh.
And I literally had to nail a comforter over the entire window to keep from freezing.
I think
And in this room now, I'm in the baby's room
Yeah.
where I set up my desk and my computer. I had to seal off, like put a towel under the door and note cards over the it's a double door. So I put note cards down the middle so no air travels through. And we sealed this room off because it's got a sliding glass door.
Yeah.
And it just sucks the heat out of the house. So
Oh
I'm
my God.
actually in a room that is the temperature of outside right now.
you are, so what you're saying is that you are treating the cold as if it was a chemical attack.
Yes.
Right? You've duct taped all the cracks everywhere.
Didn't they used to sell that clear, like saran wrap kind of thing you used to put on?
Plastic.
They have that. Yeah. You've probably seen
Right.
that in Sweden. They have it in really cold countries where so what you can do is it's
They
like
have it here.
Do they have it here?
They have it here.
Probably not. You're misremembering, Jorge.
Misremembering, misunderestimating.
And so what you do is it's got like a sticky bit and you stick it around your window, like on the ledge bit,
Yeah, I've seen it.
and then it's floppy, but then you come over with a hairdryer and you like put the hairdryer on it, it gets all tight and that keeps all the cold air out. You should get some of that.
I nailed the comforter to the wall.
Right. Or
It's working. It's
here's
working.
what you could also do. If you take the comforter, which is already up there, which is kind of loose, take a hairdryer to it, it'll make the comforter warm.
Right.
So that'll help.
That's how
Right?
comforters work.
This comforter is really warm and nice.
I feel comforted.
I like that you took. Did you have a nail gun or did you use a hammer?
No, I just hammer and nail. Gunk, gunk, gunk,
I would
gunk.
be way more impressed if you had a nail gun. You're just like,
Well, I nailed the top of it at first just to drape it over the window. And the draft was coming in and sort of like everything from knee down was still like probably 10 to 15 degrees colder than the rest of the house.
oh my goodness.
That just happens to be at the level of the little rocker we have for the baby.
Oh, you should hang
I don't
the
want an
baby from the
icicle for a
ceiling.
baby. Right.
Keep it warm and put a hairdryer on it.
And that'll also be the threat when he misbehaves. You remember when we used to hang you from the ceiling?
That's right.
All right.
Yeah, yep. You behave. So it's super cold. They're canceling schools. I know you have a show coming up, Caz. That's happening January 14th.
Yes.
What if it's too cold? Are you going to cancel your show?
Not if it's too cold.
Not if it's too cold. You're still in.
Not if it's too cold.
Like, what if it's 2 degrees?
No.
No.
No, you're going to make Jorge lead in and put the plastic on the windows.
No, it's cozy. It'll be cozy in there.
It'll be cozy. Okay, so you're going to keep it warm. You're going to heat up the place
Yeah,
with
we're
your
gonna
music.
party. We're gonna party, and it's gonna be nice and warm, and people will be dancing, and
No,
And you
it's
call-
going to be hot.
Yeah.
yes,
And
gonna
it's
be hot.
It's actually called Caz's Underground Party. That's the event, right?
yes.
I'm thinking like a Ricky Martin music video. That's what it's going to be like. Like candle wax being poured, people sweating. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Let me ask, are you doing an underground party because it will be warmer underground? Is that
no,
No, okay.
no. Actually, My idea is to actually make this the first of many
Okay.
underground parties this year. So I'm just trying to work out other.
You really lucked out being booked as the first artist in this series of concerts.
It's my own.
I
did luck out. I
know.
I'm bringing
You're
my own
so
luck.
lucky.
I gave myself that luck.
I know. Imagine the coincidence that Caz's Underground Party has a woman named Caz start the entire
amazing.
series.
It is so amazing.
It's like Lou Gehrig.
It's amazing.
I don't know why they named him that, but it was really unfortunate. And so,
Not at first.
right. So it started off. So that's going to happen January 14th. It's down in Washington, D.C. at Mark's Cafe.
Yes,
And-
in Mount Pleasant.
In Mount Pleasant. And also, we're going to have some music from you later in the show, a song called Everybody.
Yes.
If anybody wants to listen to that whole track right now, you can pause this podcast.
We're just going to sing it.
Yeah,
we're
we're
going to
gonna
sing
sing
it
it.
right now.
Everybody!
Ready?
I
That's not
don't
how it
know the words. I'm just making this up as I go along.
No.
No?
Everybody.
That's not her.
Rock your body.
That's not helping.
Backstreet's back. All right.
Oh, wow.
That's the second artist in the Caz's Underground Party series.
Shut up.
Yeah,
I will be there.
Yeah, be there.
I've been wanting to see them for decades.
Probably because they've been around that long. And
They're
now
still
they're
around.
Yeah, they're 60. So the song, everybody, if you want to listen to it right now, you can pause this podcast, go to the 1 hour mark, listen to the entire track, come back and join us and learn more about the artist that created that. And if you want to hear some more music from Caz and the rest of her band, including Jorge, you can go to www.cazmusic.com and let me just specify Caz's CAZ music.com. So go check that out. So without further ado, now that we know that it's cold and we're all very sad, we're going to put you in charge of your very own publication. You get to have you get to have your own newspaper or magazine, whatever you want. You're going to be the editors-in-chief in this week's weather report. So we have scavenged the entire internet to find
The entire thing. We
Everything.
read every word.
and we found what we feel are very strong news articles that we're going to present to you for your publication. You're going to let us know whether or not they should be news and be published in your publication. Now, at the end of this, you're going to have to come up with a name so that we know how people will get in touch with you. They'll look at the newsstands and grab your publication. So you're going to need a name. Just think about that as we go along.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
You're creative. You can do this. It's not that hard. All right. So, Victor, you want to get started? I started last week.
Sure. Man injured while removing cousin's body from coffin so he could see the new year in with him.
No.
Let that sink in.
Are you going to pitch that a little bit more?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So yesterday, Kevin Rivera told horrified relatives that he missed a New Year's Eve family get-together because he had exhumed Yasir Jose Rivera Gomez's
Another Norwegian.
body at a local graveyard. Yeah. So my question is, this guy missed his cousin, and he
Yes.
wanted a party.
Yeah.
Who would you dig up?
Oh.
I mean, at this point, anybody's fair game, right?
Right. Oh, no, yeah, you can
Unless
dig
they've
up-
been cremated, who would you dig up to party with to reign in the new year?
I'm gonna go with Edgar Allan Poe because it would be like anybody who judged me would be like, oh no, wait, I get it.
It could be anybody.
Yeah, who would
Anybody.
you dig up to like hang out with for the new year?
Ella Fitzgerald.
Oh, that's good.
Solid.
Yeah, that's
Jorge?
solid. Jorge, you got one?
James Brown.
James Brown.
That's
The
right.
hardest working corpse in
Nice.
music.
That'd be insane.
You should sit them next to each other. All right, I like this. This is good.
How about you,
I'm-
Keith? Oh, you said Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, because if you look at it,
Nice.
they'd be like, well, that's dark. Oh, wait, it's Poe. Okay, I get it. Like,
Well, I'm wondering, like, you dig him up. Do you pose him? What did the article doesn't specify as to what this
Right.
guy did.
I
It
put 'em
said
all in
he
pink.
cut his hand digging this guy out. Like, why do we care about the injury? I want to know what kind of party that was.
right.
You
No,
know?
I'm assuming it was a sequel to Weekend at Bernie's. Is what was
Right,
happening.
exactly.
They're like, I have got an idea. Hold on. I think my cousin would really like this.
It's a new theme for parties. So
Yeah.
what do you think, Caz? Does this make it into your publication?
Is it news or is it not news?
It's not news.
Whoa!
Balls.
Dagger
But
from
it's
the
such a
beginning.
good party idea.
All right, so
Fine.
some Oregonians, I don't even know how you say it. People from Oregon are in panic mode after law allowing motorists to pump their own gas takes effect. Now, I don't know if
actually read about this one too.
did you know about this?
Yeah.
I saw this.
So I thought full service gas was just a thing in New Jersey. Like I was born in New Jersey. I didn't stay long. And 8 months later, boom, gone. And yeah, so I was like, I'm not going to hang from this ceiling anymore. I'm out. And so but I thought it was just in New Jersey. Apparently, Oregon also does this. You can't pump your own gas until a new law went into effect. And now counties with fewer than 40,000 residents are allowed to pump their own gas. And people are freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing to hear this because you guys pump your gas, right? Like, you're down in DC. Do you have a car or?
Yeah, you got pumps.
Yeah.
pumps
You
gas.
So you pump your own gas, right? You get out, you get the pump,
Yeah.
and like you don't think like, oh my God, I'm taking my life into my own hands, right? No. Here are some quotes from people. I have lived in this state all my life, and I refuse to pump my own gas. I had to do it once in California while visiting my brother, and I almost died doing it. This is a service only qualified people should perform. I will literally park at the pump and wait until somebody pumps my gas. I can't even. That's in the quote at the end. I can't even.
They literally can't even, or just can't even?
His name is Mike, so it's a guy who can't even, which is surprising to me.
Well, tell him to get the fuck over it. If he literally can't even, then I understand.
Yeah. We also have a quote from Tina. Not a good idea. There are lots of reasons to have intended helping. One, they need a job. Two, I like they went that direction. It's just like,
Right.
look at you. Like, I like that there would just be people on the side of the road being like, I have no other skills. The only thing I know is how to pump gas, and now I'm out of a job. I'm like, could you be a waiter? How do I serve food to somebody?
Can't
Like,
do it.
You kind of
Can't do it.
You kind of serve food to a car. Like it wasn't that far off, right?
Right. Pouring coffee is really not that different.
To continue, Tina said, many people are not capable of knowing how to pump gas and the hazards of not doing it correctly. So there you go.
Wow.
That's two. Besides, I don't want to go to work smelling like gas. When I get it on my hands and my clothes, I agree. Very bad idea.
You put the gas in the car. You don't cover yourself in it.
Well, that's an example. Tina obviously doesn't know how to pump gas, right? Because she did it. She's done it before. And she's like, when I pump gas, I hate it because I get gas all over myself and it's like in my mouth and it's terrible. And it's like, Tina, whoa, let's slow down for a second. Do you know how spigots work?
You know, when I was 4, my dad let me pump gas. Like, he was there with me,
Sure.
showed me the whole steps,
Yeah.
and he had me hold the thing. And what he didn't count on was that I didn't understand how to pump gas. I was like, I wonder what's happening. So I pulled the thing out and I looked and got gasoline in my eyes. And he was like, that was the one thing I didn't expect to happen. So, you know, that turned into like a whole emergency. Got to get the gas out of my kid's eyes and blah, blah, blah. He's 4 years old. I don't want to get fucking arrested for neglect or something.
Oh my God. You're the
But still, I was 4 years old. I was 4.
You're the
and I didn't
person-
understand how to pump gas. I understand now.
Yeah, you're the person that Oregon is afraid of. Like, that's
I was
literally
this many.
I understand. I like to imagine that Tina is out like watering her garden and just throwing the hose around like, I'm gonna petunias. Like, why don't you point
the hose
it
is just
at-
continually spraying on her.
Yeah, it's just
Right in her
she's
face.
just spinning it around her head, and like that's not how you water your garden. She's like, that's how I pump gas, and so yeah.
Well,
so
on
this-
the upside, Oregon will probably be the first state to move to an all-electric car armada.
right, because they'll be afraid of pumping. So they'll
Why do you
just be-
think you never see Oregon plates around the country? They don't know how to leave. Nobody pumps gas for them anymore.
If they're all
Either
scared
that
of-
or they die of dysentery.
If they're all scared to pump gas, who's going to pump the gas?
Right. Well, see, this is my theory about New Jersey, right? And so everywhere in New Jersey, you can't pump gas. Somebody has to do it for you, right? And the reason is
Can you
because
just get your passenger to do it?
no, you have to have an attendant do it who is a qualified like attendant, gas pumper. So the thing that's interesting here, right, is that you want that person there because they're qualified to pump gas. But to get that job, you would think that they'd be like, hey, do you have any gas pumping experience? And everyone in New Jersey has to say, no, I've never done it. So they have to import people, right, from other states.
Import people
Well, maybe they have classes.
across state lines.
Maybe they have,
You have to get like a license
or a degree.
a degree in gas. Maybe. I don't.
So the
or
person who pumps gas,
associates.
that has a job pumping gas in New Jersey, they can't pump their own gas.
Yeah, that's right. They can't pump their own gas, which seems funny, right? You think you could walk out and be like, I got this.
I never thought about
I'm a
that.
professional. And they're like, whoa, we don't know. Do you have your degree with you?
Right. The fire department holds clinics twice a week.
Okay, so this took forever. I'm sorry. We're supposed to go through 6 stories, and I've bogarted it all with Oregon. So the question is, does it make it into your publication?
Yes.
Yeah!
Nice.
Is there a particular spot in the publication it makes it into? Is that front page or like crossword or where are you going? You don't have to answer. That's fine. If you had an answer, I was going to take it from you. Maybe the next one.
I got one.
All right, you go.
Sobbing groom begs to be released after being abducted at gunpoint and forced to marry an unnamed woman.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was forced to marry a stranger at gunpoint after being abducted by her family.
That's not
says,
legal, right?
Parents are said to be desperate to find partners for their daughters because of the local area's skewed gender ratio. Meaning
And their daughters are
enough,
really ugly.
there are not enough men to go around is the problem.
You have
So-
to really be like Coyote Ugly to have to marry at gunpoint, right?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like,
Or crazy.
Or super crazy.
You could have just walked up to the guy and been like, "Hey, do you wanna get hitched?" But the thing is, in that town, men have like the ultimate like
Leverage.
they have so much to choose from,
Right.
Because they're so vastly outnumbered that they are being abducted and coerced into marriage.
Do you think-
which is amazing
Was
to
this
me?
person abducted from the town?
No, they didn't leave the town. They just held him at gunpoint, walked him over to the altar, and were like,
So it
Yeah,
all
you-
happened in the same town.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh-huh.
the groom was abducted from in town.
Did the entire wedding like party wear like masks? Like it seems like you'd be able to track this down pretty easily. First of all,
You're
know,
going to be married to her. Why
Right.
does it matter if you know their identities?
like I'm just saying it's probably like her dad, right? I mean, it's probably pretty easy to track that down. I don't know, maybe not.
You just took off the mask. I know it was you.
Right, yeah. You're like, oh, we're married now, too late, can't do anything about it.
Ah, damn. Should have
Yeah,
signed the
this had to
prenup.
be really bad, I would think. Do you think like she tried to get married before and it just didn't go well because he was like, oh, I love you, and then they got there and it's like, ooh, you smell like gas. Like, and she's like, I love gas, and like, oh, I can't do this. I'm sorry.
You smell like gas, and I wouldn't exhume your body to party on New Year. I don't know.
No.
I figured just another throwback.
Call back to all of them. So is it news? That's the question.
I feel so bad. I don't think so.
It's not news, is it?
You don't think it's news?
No,
Is it-
it's like
There is
National
a place on
Enquirer.
earth where women pretty much run things. That's
Yeah. No.
that's the takeaway.
Yeah.
What's
no,
that?
It's a publication where women run things.
Oh.
And now this is a story about just guys running things. Nobody wants that, right?
No, it's a story about a woman taking charge of the
Oh,
situation.
Exactly.
that's
There we
It's
go.
still not
I like
a good
that.
story.
Is it because of the story or is it because of Victor? Be honest.
No, it's a story. It's sort of like
I feel
She's
like
giving me the
it's kind of like
cold
who
shoulder.
cares? I mean, like
see, that's what I say about Victor.
Why don't they
So
leave?
It's Victor, is what you're saying.
leave and go find men.
All right, I got another one for you. All right, here it is. Jeopardy contestant loses $3,200 after mispronouncing the word gangsta. That's right. So I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's this kind of Jeopardy clue that they have where you take words, two different phrases, and you put them together, right? So that they match up. It's two different sources and it like overlaps the two, right? So this is one of those. So Alex Trebek read the Double Jeopardy clue. It's $1,600. If you win that, you get $3,200. The clue is this, and we'll see if you can get this as well. You guys are both you know what? I want somebody to chime in. You have to beep. Use your beep. We didn't give you a beeper, but make a beeping sound. A song by Coolio from the movie Dangerous Minds that goes back in time to become a 1667 John Milton classic. What would that be called? Anyone?
No
Nope.
idea.
I don't know.
The answer would be, what is Gangsta's Paradise Lost?
I knew it.
It's Paradise Lost and Gangsta's Paradise.
Oh goodness.
So that's super cute. You know,
What did the
it's always
person
fun
say?
to see those. Unfortunately, the contestant, Nick Spiker, is really white. And so he answered, what is Gangster's Paradise Lost?
The word gangster instead of gangsta.
Gangster's Paradise Lost. And so so the judges had to like confer over the commercial break. It turns out that gangsta and gangster totally different in the dictionary. They have different entries. They're different words, as we, like a lot of us, knew that those like definitions were different, but completely different in the dictionary, legitimate, and therefore not the same word. And what they said is Nick changed not only the song's title, but also its meaning, making the response unacceptable. So they took the money away from him.
Wow. I'd
Yeah.
be super pissed.
Yeah.
Super
Gangsta
pissed.
instead of gangster. Gangster instead of gangsta. So
Yeah, man. That's infuriating. He said the song title wrong and he fucked it up for everybody.
I know. So 32
You ruined the song.
ruined it. Ruined the song. $3,200
Fucking
missed because of a
ignorant white
mispronunciation. Is that news?
What do you think? I feel like I've been really harsh.
You've been really hard.
Jorge says no.
No? All right. So that wraps us up. We're over time already.
Only
So we've
one
each
story.
done two.
One story, that's it.
One story's in your publication. Do you have a name for your publication? May I suggest the leaflet? It's just got one story, so it's just the business card.
Yeah, let's call it the leaflet.
All right, next time we're gonna have to have more stuff. Right, here's some things that we missed out on. Victor, do you have any missed out stories?
Yes. Read about it online, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the title of the article. Get some butter. Butter him up. Would-be fare dodger gets penis stuck in ticket barriers at London Tube Station.
You said tube, butter, and penis, all in the same story. You're
It has
so
nothing
proud
to
of
do with
yourself.
sex.
Yes, you can also go on our Facebook to find out who won the Virginia election by a coin flip. I don't know if you're aware of this. Essentially, what they did is
Yeah, I heard about it.
they took their people's names, they put them in film canisters, they put them in a bowl, actually a cobalt blue and white ceramic bowl. I don't know why I needed to know that, but it was made by a local artist. That's really nice. And then they shook it up, they pulled one out, and somebody has now become a elected official because of that. Yeah, so you can read that on our Facebook.
Did not hear
Also,
about that.
Cleveland is throwing the Browns a parade for going 0-16. They're very
Wow.
bad. So you can read more about that on our Facebook.
That's a 16th place trophy.
Yes, and last but not least, Thai penis whitening fad drives social media nuts. I didn't write that one, just for the record.
I see what you did
Yeah,
there.
that'll also be on Facebook, so you missed out on all of those because we got so caught up with origamis. And so that concludes the weather report. Thank you very much for participating, and everybody check newsstands for the leaflet. It's coming soon. The small index card of news that you cannot miss.
Since there's only one thing on it.
It's just about Oregon. It's not even local. All right. All right. So more important news, what we should add to that leaflet, right, is an announcement about a really exciting show and a release of a brand new single by Caz. Like that's newsworthy, right? That would
Yes.
make it into the leaflet.
Yes, that makes it into the leaflet.
So you have a show that's the beginning of a brand new concert series, at least we're hoping, which starts with you, and then next is the Backstreet Boys, and then we don't know who else is coming.
Well, hopefully, I believe the only thing that changes are the DJs.
Are the DJs? Oh, okay.
So it'll be a guest DJ.
I understand.
And the band will play, and
well, if
hopefully it'll be like once a month,
if
if
you
not
run out
once
of
a season.
Yeah, if you run out of DJs, Victor can dig some up for you, and
Dig some up.
yes, they're dead.
Like exhume some DJs.
And so that's happening January 24th. That's the inaugural show.
January 14th,
14th. What did I say?
24th.
Yeah, not
But
that.
it's the 14th.
Definitely not that. The 14th.
14th.
If you go on the 24th, you're going to be really disappointed because there probably won't be anyone there. January
And it'll
14th.
be super cold.
Yeah.
Anyway.
January 14th at Mark's Cafe in Washington, D.C. And you're going to be playing, I assume, your new single that just came out.
Yes, we will be playing Everybody.
So tell us a little about Everybody.
Everybody is the new single that just came out at the end of December, right?
We got that part.
Yes.
And it's a song that it's kind of I guess it would go under our soulful rock category.
When you said you have two categories, you have soulful rock and then what
and
was the other
reggae.
one? And reggae,
which is
okay.
kind of like I would say that our style, the style of the band of the music that really the main two people, it's Jorge and I.
Okay.
And the style that we do is kind of a combination of a couple of bands that we've been in.
Oh, okay.
And I just was kind of tired of losing music every time a band would break up.
Right.
So I decided that, I asked him, I was like, what do you think we should, I'll just go solo and we'll do soul, rock, and reggae, rock steady, ska, but we'll put it all together, our own style.
Right.
So with Everybody, it is kind of like one of the bands that we once had, we were in called The Ambitions.
Okay.
Had that song, and so we kind of brought it along with us. And that song it's kind of angry.
Yeah.
It's about
there's a little bite to it. Yeah, definitely.
It's basically about not having money, having to keep a job, living in
amen.
a tiny apartment, just surviving, especially around here or in any city, probably anywhere in the U.S. at this point. Just trying to keep things going.
Except Iowa. It's probably super cheap to be in Iowa.
Yes, but how much do you make?
I don't know.
That's always the problem.
But I'm guessing you could get a
You get to
one
pump your
bedroom.
own gas.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. In Iowa, I'm guessing a one bedroom apartment is like $6. Like nobody wants to be in Iowa. I can't even think of like a town in Iowa. Do
Somebody
you know?
has to want to be there.
What is a city in Iowa? There has to be one. I know there is one.
Iowa City.
Is that one? You just made that up. You don't know that.
I don't know.
Can you name an Iowa city?
Des Moines.
Is it Des Moines?
Des Moines. Ah, there you go. I recognize that one. That's all we've got
And I'm blinking. I'm
for
like,
all Iowa. See, nobody wants to go to Iowa. They're like, this is crazy. You have way too many like syllables for the number of letters you have in your state. Iowa. That's like 4.
Iowa.
That's like
3.
I don't know, man.
4
I'm
letters.
all about the vowels.
What's that?
I'm
Yeah.
all about the vowels.
Right. They're basically what you would choose if you were playing Wheel of Fortune. You'd be like, I'll take Iowa. And they're like, oh, those letters? Yeah. Not the state.
It's what you say when you're really confused. Like, dude, you just shit your pants. Iowa.
Well, that's how they named it. Hey, you're home. I'm a what? What? Here? Oh, I guess I'll
what?
stay. I don't know how to leave the state. So we have a sample. We actually have the whole track. So if you guys want to listen to somebody, you can go to the 1 hour mark of this podcast.
Everybody.
Or everybody. I'm saying everything wrong. I'm going to blame the cold. There's
If you
frostbite.
want to listen to somebody.
Yeah. If you want to listen to somebody performing Everybody,
Everybody.
then go to the 1 hour mark of this show. In the meantime, I'm going to play a little snippet here, if that's all right with you. And we'll take a listen to a little sample of Everybody by Caz Gardiner. what I love about this track is it's such a fun fusion, right? You've got definitely rock, like just in your face, but then you've got like an organ happening.
Yeah.
It's almost like a hint of gospel there, maybe, and then soul's definitely coming through. Like, it's just a great myriad of all these types of music, like
And
being mushed
it's
together.
big.
Huh? It's what?
I like it. It's big.
It's big. It is big. That's definitely.
It is a big song.
I'm so glad I have Victor here to let you guys know that's big. That's not little. I know you were
Hey, Keith.
thinking. Yeah.
Keith, shut up.
So what drew you to writing Everybody? Like, what was there a moment where you were like, I am in a 1-bedroom apartment and this sucks? And
Yes,
like,
all
in
of
the
that
middle-
was happening.
Yeah.
I've
So this was your life at that moment.
I mean,
at least,
well, different times, but I think it just kind of all came together. I've probably been let go during the 90s from so many jobs that
Oh yeah.
I started to know, I
You
could
could smell it
do
coming?
the speech for them. And so that was one thing. It was like, after a while, I just got very cynical about that.
Sure.
I don't bring anything into any job I have till this day. I don't bring anything.
Nothing.
Yeah,
So you don't have
it
to carry
looks
the
like
box.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because that whole with the box you send me home
Oh, yeah.
line was real. I remember the
Oh,
day
yeah.
I had the box and I was like, I'm never taking a box home again.
It's a walk of shame,
Yes,
isn't it? Oh,
yes.
it's so terrible.
So there's that, and
Well,
then
I hate
had
to
a
do
little
this,
apartment.
Caz, but I mean the show's going all right, but I feel like it's not really working. So I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
No, you have to make the face. You have as soon as I come in the room and I close the door, you got to go.
This is really
That's it.
difficult.
As soon as I see that
So
face, I'm like,
it's nothing personal.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
get fired.
You just suck as a person.
Right. We just hate you.
It's nothing you did. You
Yeah.
just are awful all the time.
I think we can all relate at some point in time. Right? Jorge, have you had that same experience? Or you've never been let go? Because they're not allowed to fire people in Norway, right?
I have never been fired.
Never?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I've quit jobs. But
You've quit job. But never, like, I've been laid off. Have you been laid off?
yes.
yes.
I've had it all.
Okay, you've been
off.
laid off. Because that's
Yes.
a,
You just have had
that's
all
a
the bad luck.
similar speech, right?
Yes. But I kind of was looking forward to being laid off.
Yeah. Oh, I can understand.
I was
that.
never expecting. In the beginning, I never expected it. Actually, one time I actually went into somebody's office and said, I suck. I'm leaving.
I suck. I'm out.
And they said, yeah, you do suck.
Really?
Yes. I was really not good. And I was
Oh,
like,
my goodness.
I suck. And I said, I suck at this job. And they were like, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, I'm putting in my 2 weeks.
Right.
You're supposed to console me.
Right. But they were like, honestly, Caz, you have gas all over you.
Yes.
So this isn't
I don't
going to
think
work.
I've ever been fired either.
No?
Wow.
But there was this one job over the summer, a lot of years ago, and I never quit.
Yeah.
I might still work there.
Stop going.
I might still work at LensCrafters. That was my summer job in college for a while. So I should go use my employee number. I got to remember what that was.
Well, so here's something that you're definitely going to suck at. We've designed this next segment to be terrible. It's something brand new. You're the second one to ever do it. All right.
Yes.
And we like to call this, Please God, Just Get One Right. And this is our brand new music that's really terrible. So thanks, Engineer Adam, for that.
No secret.
Yeah. What's that?
Over Skype, I can't hear any of the stingers. I have no idea what that music sounds like, and I did not hear your music sample at all.
No. Yes. Bless
So it was
your
big.
heart.
I'm guessing it was
Oh, wow.
very.
But he's
loud. I don't
right.
know.
No, I mean he's right that it's big. So it's his lie. So
Is it though?
what we've done is we've created a quiz show for you guys. It's not necessarily an easy quiz show, I'll be honest. The reason is that what we'd like to do is pick some questions that maybe you would know about, maybe about DC culture, or maybe about soul music, or maybe about reggae, or how cold it currently is, which the answer would be very cold. But instead, what we did is we let Michael Barbine from the previous show. He runs a LAN party called Fear the LAN. And so they play games and they make things like with computers and stuff. It's pretty cool. And we said his subject was old water. That wasn't fun either. And then he picked to be equally as bad, postage stamp collecting. So that is our theme for this week. So thank Michael Barbine for giving you postage stamp collecting. It's his fault. So without further ado, would you like to start, Victor, or shall I?
Sure.
Let's
I'll
do
start
this.
it up.
So welcome to Please God, Just Get One Right.
Question number 1. I want from both of you a ballpark estimate of how much you think the most expensive stamp in the world today costs.
Is this the face value or how much it's worth?
How much money you would need to buy it today?
All right. Because if it's like a 2-cent penny, but it's worth like, $15,000 or something, then those are two different
got it.
values,
No.
right?
How much it's worth?
How much it's
I would
currently
say $10 million.
I was going to say 5 billion.
How about you
worth.
guys?
5 billion. With 5 billion and 10 million, that's the ballpark. Is that within?
I would
billion.
trust Jorge much more with my money. The most valuable stamp sells for $9.5 million.
That's pretty darn close.
I went over that.
British Guiana 1 cent magenta after it sold for $9,480,000.
Oh, that's very close, Jorge. But Price is Right
Nice.
rules. You went,
Whoa.
yeah, closest without going over. Everything's Price is Right rules, right, Victor?
Yeah, that's we agreed upon that.
Nothing we can do about it.
Nowhere close to billions.
You should have gone $1. All right, so I have one for you. Used as a Canadian phrase to mean something is good, the name of Canada's first stamp was the 10 penny what? There's a lot of silence in the room, I've noticed.
Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock.
What I like is that you both went into deep thought thinking, no, somewhere in my brain, I probably have this information.
Do I know a Canadian who's ever said good to me?
So you would say like, wow, this poutine is a
You
10
have to
penny.
think of all things Canadian. And what is the single most Canadian thing ever?
Hockey.
That stamp was called the apology.
Right, the 10 penny apology. The 10
Or the
penny hockey.
polite scorn. I don't know.
The 10 penny A? All right, so what is it? We need answers. We need them now.
I have no idea.
I know you don't. Just say something.
Fair?
The 10 penny fair. All right, good. What do you have, Jorge?
I don't know.
Magic
I
carpet.
know. We're
Elephant.
well aware that we've given you questions that are basically impossible. You heard the segment name, right? It's just Please God Get One Right.
The 10 penny deer.
Oh, close. It is the 10 penny beaver.
What the hell?
Yeah.
How are you getting so close to these things?
Yeah, it's an animal.
Oh, that's
we actually
annoying.
informed him before the show.
Yes, the 10 penny Mountie. Now, I thought someone was going to go with moose. I was so sure someone was going to go with moose.
Maple leaf.
Yeah, maple leaf. That would have been good too. Fair, I'm not sure where you came up with that
I
one.
don't know.
She has $5 billion for a stamp and the 10 penny fair. That is how Caz is doing so far. All right, back to you, Victor.
So, Keith, actually, I'm going to need you to ask your third question next because my next two questions both have to do with that thing. So you have to go again.
Oh, okay.
There's a chance we might get it.
Interesting. So this one, I tricked this one a little bit because I looked up a bunch of facts about this, and then I realized I think that what my opinion is on this is actually true. So I think this is the one you might have the best chance of getting because it is something that you might be aware of, possibly. So the question is, what is the stamp? So Victor asked, what's the most expensive stamp, right? And we know for a fact that is $5 billion. And
Close.
more or less by many billions of dollars. What is the stamp with the largest face value? So
In the world?
yeah. So what is the one that has the face value that is the largest, that encompasses the most value? Like
It is
printed on
not the beaver,
It's not the 10 penny beaver.
nor is it the deer.
No, the 10 penny beer. 10 penny beer.
Is it from modern times?
It
Like
is from
now?
modern times. Yes. All right. Do we have answers? This is great radio, guys. I mean, the thinking.
Riveting.
You're killing it with the thinking, but we need an answer.
It's a modern stamp?
It is.
From the United States.
We're asking a lot of questions and not answering questions. It would either have to be from the United States or from
the
Norway.
$25 stamp featuring
Oh, you don't have to tell me who's on it. Just the
Okay.
value. What's the value?
Oh.
$25.
$25. What do you say is the face value of the most valuable stamp in terms of face value?
I don't even know how that works.
So if I were to buy a 25-cent stamp, it would be a 25-cent stamp, right? That's the value of it, right?
Yes.
So what would be the highest value, do you think?
$1
You've had a lot of time to
million.
think about this.
I just don't get it. I don't know.
All right.
20 something?
20s.
Like 25? Would 25 be good?
Well, you said 25, didn't you?
Yeah. And you said 20 something.
I'll
which is
say
also
20.
The answer is 5, maybe 6, probably 7.
So here's my entry for this question. I believe it is the forever stamp,
Oh, crap.
right? Because it is the price
I
of whatever.
forgot about the forever stamp.
Yeah, it'll
I
be
have
whatever
some.
price it is forever. So it'll be infinitely large, right? Like no matter what postage gets to, it's that value.
Yes.
So yeah.
And for you listeners who do not know what a forever stamp is,
Yeah, tell
forever stamps can be purchased at the current first-class mail postage price.
Yeah.
They remain valid for full postage no matter how prices change.
Yeah.
My question is, what was on the first forever stamp ever printed?
37 cents.
No, what are you saying?
How
About the
was-
picture?
What was the image?
The image.
It was a flower.
A TARDIS.
The flag of the United States.
Jorge's pretty good. It was the Liberty Bell.
The Liberty
In
Bell.
2007.
It's just like freaking trivia. I never get this stuff.
Oh, you're doing fine. You're doing
I
good.
live in an imaginary world, apparently.
She's packing up her stuff. She's leaving. Look at
She's
her.
quitting. She's like,
leaving.
I'm not good at this job.
This is too much.
It's probably best that you
I
leave
suck
because
at
we were
this.
about to fire you.
You do suck at this. You really do.
That means I win, right?
Yes. All right, you've only got a few questions left. I think 2 questions left. If you get either of them right, we do have this box, Uncle Archie's Box of Fun. There are 25 fabulous prizes in each box. You'll get to choose one. You just have to, for the love of God, just get one right. That's all we need. All right, here we go. This is very important stuff, by the way. We're talking about stamps. The world's first adhesive stamp was published in 1840 in Great Britain and featured the profile of this monarch. Again, there's a moment of like, I've got this.
King
Riveting.
Edward.
King Edward, okay. Do you have one?
The right.
No.
Are you sure? You could just name a monarch.
Can I just say the queen?
You could say the queen, but that would be a lot of monarchs all over the world.
What year was
Queen
it?
Victoria.
1840.
Oh, I'm so bad at this.
There are like 3 queens to pick from.
I know.
Victoria.
Yeah, you could do that. Elizabeth was one. What's the current one? Is that also?
It's Elizabeth.
Is that Elizabeth
Melissa,
as well?
I don't know.
What was the one we had? Who was the one that got her head chopped off? That was a queen, right?
I think that was Freddie Mercury.
That was Freddie Mercury. That's right. I had that wrong.
All right, I'll go with I'm going with Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, and you have
King Edward of the
King
if
Edward
there was
III.
a King Edward. Yeah.
all right. Sounds good. You're gonna hate
I'm
me.
impressed. I'm
Yeah.
not even mad. I'm just impressed.
Yeah, You're gonna be so mad at me
That's Jorge, isn't it?
because Jorge didn't get it right, but he almost got it right.
He said the right answer.
It is
he
Queen
said the right
Victoria.
answer.
If you had picked Victoria, you would have had it. Oh, you were so close.
This is why I
right.
don't go to
This is
casinos.
the one. This is the
Exactly
one
why.
I guarantee you'll get.
All right, last
ready?
one.
I wouldn't guarantee that.
Hold on, let me pull up. I worded this very carefully. If Keith were a postage stamp, what would be on it?
This is so dumb. This is not a real trivia question.
Yes, it's
you
very,
do this every week.
There is a right answer.
No.
His beard.
Solid,
That's- yeah.
Jorge.
I mean,
guitar.
That's probably true.
What was the answer?
He said guitar.
A guitar.
I have
Actually,
a lot of guitars.
I looked it up on the internet,
Yeah.
and Urban Dictionary says
Yeah.
on Keith's stamp, it would be an image of, I quote, a sweet-ass mother trucker looking for a good time that is not afraid of anything.
That is true. That is what would be on my.
I
I
thought
thought
this
you
was a
guys would
guaranteed
get that,
win.
but
This is not a guaranteed win at all.
Well, unfortunately, Caz and Jorge, you did not get one right of the extremely difficult quiz.
no soup for you.
Here's your parting gift, though. You now get to choose a category that will piss off the next guest.
Stamps,
Anything in the
please.
world, we'll
Nothing
create
like
a,
stamps, please.
yeah, we will create a quiz for the next guest in your honor. What would you like them to try and answer questions about?
Super exciting.
I know. I feel like we warned you about this.
You did, but it doesn't help. It just doesn't help.
All right.
Oregon. The Oregon Trail.
Dead people.
Oceans.
Gas. Oceans.
Whitewater rafting. Light bulbs. Godzilla.
Reggae.
Carpets.
Carpets.
I would say reggae if I knew who it was coming in.
Yeah, I don't even know. No.
But that could be like really backfired.
Yeah, they could get all of them right.
Yeah, I'd
And
be
then-
really annoyed.
That'd make you look really bad.
I wonder.
All right, we have to get you an answer. You have to give us something.
I like carpets
Carpets?
I'm gonna just
Yeah.
isolate that.
because it's
I like carpets. So we're saying, I like carpets.
That'll be my text tone. Every time somebody sends me a message, my phone goes, I like carpets, in Jorge's voice.
If my phone goes off, I like carpets. Oh, it's me. That's my phone. I got a call. I like
My bad,
carpets.
guys. I should have silenced that.
I'm gonna send that to you, and then you play it at the concert.
Oh my
In
God.
between some of the songs, it's
Sample it.
Yeah, just I like carpets. I like carpets. I like carpets. And you just put a beat to that. Give it to the DJ and see what
I
he can
like
make.
carpets.
Oh my God, this has to happen. Make a video of a DJ spinning I like carpets and then send it back to us and we'll put it on our Facebook. That's amazing. All right. What do we have? We're running out of time.
I said
Silence.
I don't know.
Carpets?
Yeah, there we go. We got carpets. We're going to do next week. You've heard it, everybody. We'll be having a quiz about carpets, which is no worse than old water and stamps. So, yeah. All right, carpets.
Carpets is bizarre.
Yeah, old water and stamp collections aren't bizarre. All right, that's going to be a fun one. All right. With the time
The third question, I can already say it.
Yeah.
Third question next week is going to be, what did Jorge say about carpets in last week's episode?
That's it.
Those who did not listen to last week's episode will not know the answer.
All right, so on to more things that we want to find out about you besides your love of carpets. This is a segment called Near and Far.
Near.
I have no idea if we'll get through it all.
Far.
Yep, both of those.
See, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah,
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. So I don't know if we'll get to both of them because we spent so much time on Oregon and carpets. So what would you like to start with? Do you have a story for us that's either near or far?
I'll do far first.
Let's do it. All right, far. Tell us a story that happened on your adventures out in the cold. Not
What was
necessarily
it?
cold.
How long ago was it that we went?
Like 4 years ago.
4 years ago,
Okay.
we went to Argentina on a
Wow.
tour.
Okay.
We also went this past year to Argentina and Uruguay on tour. But
That's
the
amazing.
first time we went, we had done I think it was our first show.
Yeah,
Right.
one of our first shows.
I think it was our first show after, once we landed and rehearsed with the guys there. And then we played the show.
Right, right.
And
But the shows there go till like, we start playing like at 2 a.m.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
shit.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow, I had no
we-
idea.
they started to.
And then we,
Were you the opener? Like, did the show start at 2, or was it like there were a bunch of people before you and then you started at 2?
sometimes we would open
Sometimes
it
the
too,
shows
yeah.
started too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You didn't get that lucky coincidence that time, huh?
No. So anyway, after the show, we went to a bar to, I guess, like celebrate that we had our first show and get ready for the next day, blah, blah, blah. And we're
Yeah.
gonna hang out, and just relax. And
It was an Irish kind of bar.
yes. And
Okay.
of course,
Yeah,
I don't speak Spanish fluently.
I
Jorge
don't
does.
speak Spanish at all, so you got me beat.
Right. So they're all talking, and Jorge's like, what do you want? And I
Yeah.
said, I don't care. I'll get whatever you get. So he goes up to the bar, and
That's
everybody's
dangerous.
talking, and he turns around with this huge pint. It wasn't huge. It was a pint.
Right. It
But
was
he
a
hands it
pint
to me,
of
and he
beer.
says, I said, what is it? And he said, Scotch.
No.
And
Shit.
then everything else went back to Spanish. And I was kind of like standing there, and I'm holding this drink, scared to death.
Right. You think you're about to poison
and
yourself.
I'm looking at him really crazy. So when he turns around, he goes, what? And I said, Scotch? And he goes, that's the name of the beer. And I didn't know that was the name of the beer. So I don't know.
Style of beer.
So it was a style of beer.
Oh,
so
okay.
that's my far story, was that I was handed a pint of scotch and I was really scared
Wow.
to drink it.
You would have died.
You're like,
you would die.
I'm not making it back to the U.S.
I was
am I?
scared. I was like, man, you guys party hard here. I was like, that's scary.
Now, you said you land and you rehearse. So did you bring the rest of your band with you, or did you have local musicians with you?
No, actually, part of the way that Jorge and I have come up with the design of this band
Yeah.
is that it is much more flexible. Because, like I said, I
Yeah.
was tired of bands falling apart and go. So with it being the Caz Gardiner
Experience.
project, we are able to do a lot of things that you can't do as a band.
Right,
So
because they're expecting you, but what's behind you, they don't know. It's a surprise, right?
right.
Yeah.
And so our first album, which is called It's All Right, that is most of it was performed by musicians in Argentina.
Oh.
And
wow,
Is it
okay.
any good?
I think so.
Is it available at www.cazmusic.com?
I've heard it's all right.
Yes. Yes, it is. So that is, and basically when you open up our website, that album starts right
Wow,
away. So
okay.
you can hear samples of it.
And you recorded it down there? Did you bring them up for it?
We did. We recorded some of it here.
Okay.
And some of it was recorded. We did. What did you call it? Digital files back in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
So when we went to Argentina this last time,
Mm-hmm.
we got to meet up with basically all the guys that played on the album, and so it was
wow.
like we just
Cool.
had one rehearsal and we could hit the ground running.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And there was some stuff, of course, the rock and soul stuff that we do here. Those guys are all reggae, rocksteady musicians.
Oh, okay.
So that was the challenge. It was the opposite. Here, the challenge is getting the musicians here to play the proper rocksteady reggae way that we play.
Sure.
And in Argentina, it was kind of like the opposite. We were like, okay, this is rock. And they were like,
What?
yeah, it was like kind of
Oh,
different.
that's crazy. That's so cool, though. Well, now we know you almost drank an entire pint of scotch, and I
Yes.
assume a bucket of cocaine. And so, thank you so much. We've run out of time. Thank you for coming by. Did you guys have a good time?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
We'll find out the near story next time you come on. Until then, this week, Thursday, January 11th, Fuzz Queen is at Milk Boy Art House in Washington, D.C. Jux is at the Crown in Baltimore, Maryland. Friday, January 12th, Rhett Repco is at Metropolitan Kitchen and Lounge in Annapolis. Obviously, Caz is at Caz's Underground Party, January 14th. Mark's Cafe, Washington, D.C. Go check her out, www.cazmusic.com. Please like our posts, follow us, retweet us, share the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. We cannot do this without you. Don't forget to view us on Facebook, iTunes, and Google Play. Thanks to everybody for all their contributions. Thanks for Caz for wasting a perfectly good hour with us. And this has been another wasted hour. And if you just realized that, don't blame us. We warned you.